Welcome to the edition of Farming Simulator 2013 Mod Mashup. Alright, so, haven't done one of these in a while. Been trying to do them for once a week or so. So we got a few tractors here today, and we got a few cultivators. So let's get started with the Farmall, I guess. This is a Farmall Turbo 1206 Diesel, sorry. And this machine cost $28,499, has 113 horsepower. Turbocharged 1965 Farmall 1206. First row crop tractor to pass the 100 horsepower mark. So there you go. Nice looking mod. Let's just fire it up here. Has a nice little sound. Let's just drive it around a little bit here. Nice. I don't know if you can hear, but it has a little bit of a turbo on it, so it winds that turbo up. Do I have a course in here? I think I do, yeah. So let's see if it works with courseplay. There we go. Nice. One thing you'll notice about this particular tractor is that it does have wither wheels on it when you get this standard mod, so keep that in mind if you don't want wither wheels on your tractors. This one does have it, although it is a classic looking tractor. Pretty solid model, so it is nice for that. Perfect. Alright, so that is the Farmall Turbo 1206. We're going to go ahead and pick up a cultivator that we have over here. This one should work well. There we go. And we're going to see how it works with a hard worker. Let's just check that out. So we're going to focus on just the tractors today. We'll do cultivators another day. Because I haven't done cultivators yet in a mod mashup, but got a couple tractors that I wanted to show you guys, this being one of them. Nice. There you go. Farmall 1206 turbo, 113 horsepower, 28,000. Bit on the pricey side for that kind of horsepower. You could definitely get something a bit cheaper that would do the same job. Alright, so this is the Ford. This is part of a Ford Force, and I'm modding to this one. It's a Ford Country 754. As you can see, you can step on the tires. This is nice. I think you can auto drag bar to the back. Can you? Yes, you can. Nice. There you go. You can see it right in the back there. It moves away. Nice. Let's hop in. This, I'm assuming, because this is from another Ford Force pack, it is going to be loud. I'm just guessing. Nice. You can see the exhaust cap there. Yeah, it's definitely loud. Can you go around the front, and can you add weights in the front? No, looks like it's already got weights. So these tractors are four-wheel drive tractors. They're all converted to four-wheel drive. So this is the Country 754 right here. Four-cylinder, naturally aspirated, 75 horsepower. You can lower the pickup hitch that way. And this is, it's based on the Ford 5000. And the 754 has the same 75 horsepower engine, 4 equal-sized tires given the poor turning circle. The 754 is fitted with Duncan cab from the Alexander Duncan, Aberdeen, Scotland, rather than the standard Ford cab. There you go. And it does say it's four-wheel drive, doesn't it? Let me just double check that. Does it say? I believe it did. I believe it is, but I guess not. It just has 4 of the same size tires. So there you go. Oh, that's loud. Wow. So it's from NA Modding. It's based on the Ford 5000. Doesn't have wither wheels, it looks like. Let's just test. See if it works well with courseplay. There we go. Nice. Looks good. 75 horsepower tractor. Nice cool looking tractor. Definitely one of the oddballs that you could have on your farm. Different from what you would normally see. Tend to see a lot of other tractors. You can see the I'm not sure what that would be called actually. You can see right here that it has, I don't know what it is. I'm not sure what it would be called, honestly. I'm trying to think. Oh my goodness. it has what you would use. I want to say tie rod ends, but I don't think it's tie rod ends. Anyways, it does have a bit of IC. It has the doors like so. There's no back windows. There's nothing back there. It should have the key. Let's just turn it off for a second here. Yeah. Key turns on. Lights light up. This is nice. Throttle engages. Same as the other NI modding stuff. Nice. Looks good. Throttle moves around when you engage the throttle. This is good. It does have a really poor turning circle. Let's test it out on one of these. Here we go. Looks like you can't add weights to the back. Before this, actually, let me just check something quickly. Probably can add a drawbar. Yep, there you go. You can remove the drawbar like so. Let's hook it up. There we go. With a 3-point hitch. Doesn't have a 3-point hitch in the front. Only 75 horsepower tractor, so for your smaller farms, definitely would work well. Although it is on the loud side. Just be aware of that. So if you play by yourself, it's not a big deal. If you play with other people, it could present a bit of a problem. And it does work well. Nice. Country, 754, 75 horsepower, with 4 equal-sized tires. Alright. The next one we have is another Ford Country, I believe. Let's just double check this. This is the Ford Country 944. Can't add weights in the front. Can't walk through that. You can add the drawbar like the other ones. Nice. This is the 944. Let's take a quick peek at the prices. So this is a 94 horsepower tractor, 4-cylinder turbo. It's based on the 7000, and it's a cabless style. So for $23,000, you get a 94 horsepower tractor. Let's fire it up. Not too bad. It's got an open cab, 100 horsepower just about, 94. Nice. I'm assuming none of them have wither wheels on them. Throttle works. The speedometer works. Let's just check to see if the key turns. The key does turn. Lights light up inside. Pedals probably work too, I imagine. Let's just double check. No, the pedals don't seem to work. Oh, yes, they do. There they go. So the pedals do work. Let's do a quick little test to see if it does work with Courseplay. Yes. There we go. Let's just test that out. It does have a pretty terrible turning circle, it looks like. So looking to work around a tight map, it might be a bit difficult with this particular tractor. Jeez. Those big tires don't help it none. Nope. Wow, jeez. So it does work with Courseplay. This is good. 94 horsepower, another thing for a smaller farm, but it's a pretty nice looking model. Let's hook it up to this cultivator. Nice. This is your 94 horsepower. So I guess the Country 944 Country just indicates it's something else edition. I'm not sure what that stands for, to be honest with you. And 944, I guess, stands for 94 horsepower. There you go. Works with hired workers. Nice. Alright, let's look at the next one here. We got, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 left. So I'm going to assume they're all pretty much the same because it's all by NA modding. This is the Country 1124. Has a bit of a different shape to it. You can add the drawbar on the back like the other ones, like so. This one, I'm assuming you can do the same thing. Yes. This one, can you do the same thing? No, so you can't add a drawbar on this one. Oh, but you can on that one. Okay. So let's look at that Country here. Not too bad. Can't walk through any of it here. So this is the 1124. Has a good sound there. 1124 is 28,000. Has 112 horsepower. Not too bad. So 1100. What did it say it was? 112 horsepower. Yes, 112. So it's the Country 1124 or 1,124. So The 112 stands for 112 horsepower, I'm guessing. Look at the inside here. Throttle works. Speedometer works. Pedals do work there. Key does work as well. Lights light up. This is good. This is an odd-shaped tractor. If you look right up here, it's the way it bumps up there. I'm not sure why that is. Looks like this one's a 4-wheel drive version. Just based on the differentials of the front. Let's just check to see what it says. 6-cylinder, maybe that's why it looks a bit strange. Although based on the Ford 5000, the 1124 is a completely different animal. Sporting a 6-cylinder Ford-derived engine, the 1124 develops 112 horsepower. It's 4-wheel drive system, hence the model designation. There you go. So it does have a slightly different setup there. Let's check to see if it works with Courseplay. Looks like it does. None of these have wither wheels, by the way. As you can see, the only one I would think might have wither wheels would be the track version, tractor we have back there. But other than that, they should all be fine, basically. And he's going to the first point, apparently. Yeah, that's all he's doing. Alright, so let's set him up on his way properly. This one's doesn't seem to be as loud. It has dynamic exhaust too, that's nice. There we go. Seems to be working well with Courseplay. Nice. Does have a bit of, all these seem to have a bit of a narrow turning circle. Or not a narrow turning circle, but a very wide turning circle. So the turning radius is much larger, despite the fact that there's a big tractor. Not quite as maneuverable as some other tractors, I suppose, but they will get the job done. Let's pick up this one over here. There we go. Not too bad. Whoa. Doesn't sound too loud on the inside. Does the gear shifter move? No. Ah, well. Gear shifter doesn't move, but the pedals do, so not that fancy, apparently. Alright, let's hire a worker here and see how it works out. Looks like it works fairly well there. 112 horsepower, 4-wheel drive. Looks pretty good. Alright, let's take a look at the next one. What do we got here? We got another Ford. And this Ford is, let's just get over there quickly. What is this Ford? This is the Ford D150. As you can see, it is basically two tractors attached together. Can you drink to the front of it? It stands for dough. Oh, that's funny. What about on the back? You can put a drawbar on the back, as we found out before. Nice. Take a quick peek at what it has to say about this. The Doe D150 is a two Ford 4-cylinder engines with 75 horsepower, equaling 150 horsepower together. Essex Ford tractor dealer Ernest Doe created the D150 by combining a pair of 5,000 skid units to create a 150 horsepower articulated unit. This is a 150 horsepower tractor at 34,750. All right, let's fire it up. Nice. As you can see, both of the exhausts in both the tractors do work. It is articulated, as you can see. You see the pistons move in the front there. It's a bit of an odd duck. Do the indicators work or anything? No, it doesn't seem to. Exhaust. The speedometer does work. The throttle does work. Let's just see if the pedals would work as well. Ignition key works. This is good. Looks like it has dynamic exhaust as well. Nice. Now, this is a pretty long tractor considering it's only 150 horsepower. Again, if you're using it with Courseplay, you're going to have to deal with whatever Courseplay wants to send at it or throw at it, because it's not always the best options. Oh, you can see like the pipe right there for the hydraulics, looks like. Pretty good looking tractor. Doesn't have wither wheels on it. Probably has about as much maneuverability as the other tractors. Definitely not something you want to take around narrow bends. Just because because you'll have this plus pulling something behind it. I imagine that would be a little on the rough side. Alright, nice. Flywheels, look like they work in this one too. As you can see, I think every one of the tractors that has the flywheels in the front, they all work. If you look closely enough. No, only when you get in the tractor apparently, but see if I can get it in there. So right there, flywheel does work. And that's the same thing for all the Fords here. This is a 150 horsepower tractor. That's why it's a D150. Let's pick up this right here. Well, this is an oddball. And Modding does a really good job with these Ford tractors. This is the second set of Ford tractors they've done. The last thing they released, if I remember correctly, is the Krone Swadro, which is the windrower. So they do work fairly well. Let's just hire a worker here and see how it works out. I'm sure it'll be fine based on what we got here. Brown's gonna go diagonal. It's not what I wanted to do exactly, but I'll take it. Yeah, there you go. You can see the flywheels right in there. They're moving. Nice. 150 horsepower tractor, 38,000. It's not terrible. Like I said, for narrower farms and narrower laneways, might have a bit of a difficulty with maneuverability if you are pulling something. So that's something to consider, of course, whenever you are on a farm. The next one is like the first one I've seen that actually looks with tracks. That actually looks not bad. This is a Ford. It just says Ford Malum, I think, 5001. This is a 78 horsepower tractor. Oh, you can add weights in the front. Okay, check this out. Oh, there you go. Cool. That's pretty nifty. And drawbar can be added in the back. Or not this one. Alright, so let's take a look on the inside. Let's check the ignition key right here. Yes, it works. Lights light up. Good. Throttle works. Oh, that's cool. So even the levers work. So this is how you, in this case, this is how you move it. So it moves like a tank. Oh, that's even a cool sound. It even has the track sound on it. That's really cool. Does it have wither wheels? No, it doesn't apparently have wither wheels. This seems like something that should have wither wheels. It's even got the metal sound of the tracks. That is really cool. And as you can see, it's got the two levers there, so it moves like a tank. The pedals work. This is good. That's interesting sound. Might get annoying. It's like a metal screeching sound. I'm not surprised. That's probably what you would hear from a tank-like thing. Let's see if it works with course play. This is going to be interesting. Apparently it does. There you go. So out of all the tractors we've seen so far, this one's probably the most maneuverable out of all of them, just because they can turn on a dime, basically. It is only 75 horsepower, though, or 78 horsepower, which does make it a bit of a weaker tractor. Let's check it in the shop. It's the Ford Malum 5001 crawler. So an Italian company, Malum, created the tracked version of the Ford 5000 in the form of a Malum 5001 crawler. Only a handful of these machines are ever created, ever reached the UK, making them an extremely rare and valuable machine. There you go. So you can own a valuable machine on your farm. This is $24,000, 75 horsepower. Not too bad. Oops. Does work with course play, which is good, despite the fact that it's on tracks, which is also really good. I like how it has the little levers here. Dynamic exhaust as well, which is good. Seems to handle curbs alright, which is also good. Now let's test it with a... This seems to work a bit better than the... or the way that it maneuvers, it works... Seems to work just a tad bit better than the... what am I thinking of? The Bobcat. Just because it moves a bit slower. The Bobcat's a bit more nimble, so it's a bit harder to move around sometimes if you're not used to it. This is a bit of a slower movement, so it's a bit a bit easier to maneuver in some cases. Alright, so it does work with courseplay, and it does. I'm sure it works with a hard worker as well. Let's just hire a worker here. Oh, interesting. Can I hire a worker? No, I can't. That's strange. I wonder why you can't hire a worker with this. Could it be just because of what it is? Let's try a different. Let's try a different tool and see if that will actually work. That's interesting because I wonder why it doesn't work with a hired worker. Maybe that was designed on purpose. I don't know. Or it could just be the implement I'm using. You know, anything is possible. It is only 75 horsepower. What else do we have that's small? Maybe this one right here. In reality, I probably wouldn't do this on a farm, but for the sake of this test, no, it doesn't look like you can hire a worker. Interesting. Interesting. Let's see what happens. Maybe if we lower it. No. Oh, I don't know. So maybe this one doesn't work with a hard worker for some random reason, which is a bit odd. No hard worker availability. Can't, yeah. There you go. So that one doesn't work with a hard worker. So the Ford Malum 5001 doesn't work with a hard worker for whatever reason. Interesting. And last but not least, oof, my voice broke there a little bit. Must be going through puberty for a second time. Sheesh. Last but not least, this is a Plowmaster 75. It's got smaller tires in the front, as you can see. It is four-wheel drive. You can see the differential in the front there. And you can add the drawbar in the back here. You can add weight in the front, it looks like. Excellent. Bit of a different style of adding weight. I like it. Check on the inside. It is got a cab, of course. Let's fire it up. Key turns right there. Throttle works. Lights work. In cab, got the door. Got the other door. Whoops. And I think that's it. Yep, just the doors. It's a basic tractor. Let's see how loud it is. It's about the same. Take a quick peek in the store here. This is the Plowmaster 75, 4-cylinder, naturally aspirated, 75 horsepower. So Roadless Traction Limited made four-wheel drive version for mainly Ford tractors until 1980s. Until the 1980s, the Plowmaster 75 is essentially a Ford 5000 four-wheel drive with a Duncan cab. There you go, folks. And that was 25,000, I think it was. Yeah, 25.6. Let's see if it works with Courseplay. I don't see why it wouldn't. Let's test this out. It is a four-wheel drive, and it is pretty maneuverable in comparison to some of the other tractors. Should probably put it in the right place here. It is pretty maneuverable. It does have a beacon if you like beacons. Doesn't really change the model very much. Let's just see if it has wither wheels. I don't think it does. The only one that we had wither wheels was the Farmall. There you go. No wither wheels on that one right there. Looks pretty nice. Seems to work well with Courseplay, which is good for those of you who do use Courseplay with these tractors. Of course, sometimes when I do a quick test like here, it will work, and then if you fiddle around with things more off camera, sometimes you'll find out things like it may not work with certain things, and that's understandable because I can't do a thorough test with this. Yeah, so the other one must have been the only one you can't hire a worker with. So let's unfold the disc here and hire a worker and see how it goes. Alright. Perfect. Works well. There you go. So this was the only tractor that didn't work with a hard worker for whatever reason. That is a bit strange. I wonder why. And this one stopped just because where it is positioned, I believe, yeah. Alright, so that is the Ford Force Conversions package, just released by NA Modding. It includes the Country 75 or 754. It also includes a Country 944, the Country 1124, the Doe D150, the Ford Malum 5001 Crawler, the Plowmaster 75, and actually, now that I remember, it actually includes one more piece, and that piece is the Bailey drop bed trailer. Now, the idea behind this Bailey drop head trailer is for this tractor right here, if I remember correctly. Whoops. Oh, that movement sound would be annoying after a while. It makes sense, and that's what you'd hear in real life, but if you're playing this for a while, I think it would be kind of annoying. Ah, there it is. Alright, so this is the Bailey drop bed trailer. So let me just show you what they mean by drop bed here. Hook it up. There you go. So you can unlock load, and you can load the trailer. So right now it's just on the back of the tractor. So there, now it's unloaded. Let's detach it, and then you install ramps here by pressing X. And then you wouldn't drive the same tractor up, but I'm just going to drive this tractor up here. There you go. So this is kind of like an Agovi style ramp, I should say. Now you have to play a bit careful with it, it looks like, especially with this kind of tractor, but it does seem to work well, assuming you can drive, I suppose. Alright, let's do this. Let's do a good job here. So this would actually would work better with something with wheels and not tracks, because this one's going to hit that that tongue there, it looks like. Alright. This time, there we go. So then you can put it on there, and then you would... Let's just buy a Ford here. You would use one of something, probably not like this, but this would definitely work. Let's just buy the F350 here. I honestly don't think this truck could handle that trailer with that thing. Oh, maybe it could, I don't know. It's a 350, it's possible. Alright, so let's just detach the ramps first. There we go. And then we're going to hook it up. Whoops. There you go. So that's what it looks like, basically, when you hook it up to something a bit taller. Oops. Let me just raise the load here. There you go. So that's what it looks like. That's how that works. That's the Bailey trailer. And those ramps, if you look carefully... well, I can't do it right now. I have to lower it again. Those ramps, as you can see, they start at the back and they pop out here. They go in there. Like so. Pretty cool, eh? Anyway, so that is the Ford Force Conversions pack, recently released by NI Modding. Alright guys, that's it for the Monday mod mashup. I'll keep bringing them out every Monday, and I'll put the link in the description. My name's Ian Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 2013 Mod Mashup. Catch you guys later.